Well, with the bye week finally over, Nick Sirianni, he's already been channeling his inner Andy Reid to prepare for the Chiefs. Also hear why Travis Kelce should expect a lot of extra trash talk from the Birds on Monday night. Philly is expected to get a key player back today who might be able to help fix the secondary. And Howie Roseman, did he really try to pull off the trade of the year? I'm Thomas Mott. This is the Thomas Mott Show. Well, thank goodness, the bye is officially over. And I don't know about you guys, but sitting on my couch, not watching the Eagles play, it makes for a pretty boring Sunday. Now sure, I did enjoy watching Nolan Smith on College Game Day. I thought he was absolutely fantastic. And of course, him at the same Georgia game versus Ole Miss, kind of pumping up the players on the sideline. Jordan Davis was there as well. Side note, I bet they're probably just telling these guys, hey, the Eagles are going to draft you because you're from Georgia, and that's the only players that we do draft, so welcome to our Philly Dogs group chat circa 2024. Watching Dallas beat up on the horrific New York Giants and then gloating about it, or watching the Lions give up 30-plus points to the Chargers and barely beating Justin Herbert and company, it doesn't make for necessarily an exciting Sunday without Philadelphia. I do like the fact, though, that someone asked AI to depict what Jason Kelce does during the bye week, and these pictures went ahead and come up. And come on, this is probably exactly what he was doing during the bye week. Clearly, he's got to be ready for football to start back up again. Now, the good news starting off this week is that the Eagles are expected to get back cornerback Bradley Roby just in time for that Super Bowl 57 rematch against the Chiefs on Monday night. Although, according to SI.com, Roby wasn't dealing with a shoulder injury, but instead strained his pectoral muscle. We've kind of heard shoulder the past couple of weeks. Odd that now it's actually a pectoral injury. Either way, Roby being back for the secondary is great news because they have struggled a lot, probably more than any other Eagles position group, and now they're going to have their hands full with Travis Kelce at Arrowhead. Which, by the way, the last time the Bird secondary played Travis Kelce was in the Super Bowl, and Jason's brother caught 6 passes for 81 yards, and this touchdown over Marcus Epps. Goodness gracious, thank goodness Marcus Epps is no longer an Eagle. And speaking of the rematch, I'm really excited for Philadelphia to go into Arrowhead and have a really good opportunity to showcase the rest of the National Football League that the Eagles are legit, because every single week you see weird pundits say, well, the Eagles are a top 3 team, but not a number 1 team. Philadelphia goes into Arrowhead on Monday night, primetime. They beat Patrick Mahomes, Andy Reid, and the Chiefs to go to 9-1, and starting off this crazy stretch of really hard games, I think are finally going to start getting the respect that the Eagles deserve. Plus, Philadelphia's never beaten Andy Reid since Big Red left Big Green and went over to the Kansas City Chiefs, and they've also never beat Patrick Mahomes. And you throw in the alternative fact that Philadelphia is coming off their bye week, but so are the Chiefs, and we know that Andy Reid's record coming off a bye is absolutely insane. I think including playoffs, he's 27-4. If Philly can get a win on Monday night, it'll be their most impressive win of the season. Side note, apparently Nick Sirianni, he's been channeling his inner Big Red, according to the Inquirer's Jeff McClain, who said that Sirianni called Reid back in 2022 and asked for bye-week advice, and now fall Reid's week-off routine down to the annual NYC trip with his wife. And I guess it must have worked, because the last 2 regular season games Philadelphia's played following a bye week, they blew the New York Jets 33-18, and then beat Dallas last season after a bye 26-17. Here's to hoping Nick Sirianni has been following the protocol, doing exactly what Andy Reid does, and can do the impossible and has beat Big Red coming off of a bye week. The one thing for sure that Philadelphia does have planned is extra trash talking for Travis Kelce. Listen to what BG said about his plan to take on 87 on Sunday.
You know, he gave a lot of ammo with all the stuff that he's doing out there just to have some fun with him, because I know ever since Taylor Swift and him got together, boy, his life has taken off even more and probably brought more fans than he knows. So I'm just gonna enjoy just, badgering with him, having a little fun.
Now, I'm all for trash talking Travis Kelce, and I think he very much deserves it, being in the spotlight the past couple of weeks, but I'm sure that other teams have tried it, and his stats, they haven't really reflected it working or not working. I mean, he had 9 catches the past 2 weeks for less than 80 yards against the Dolphins and Broncos, but then 3 weeks ago, he had 12 catches for $179 and a touchdown against the Chargers. And say what you want about his relationship with Taylor Swift, most of you will say it's very, very annoying, but this whole idea that he's much better when Swift is in attendance is completely false, because she was there for the Bronco game when he struggled last, and then missed the next game where he struggled yet again, and so he struggled with her there and struggled without her there, and so whether or not she's in the booth, it's not going to make a big difference. What do you guys think of the whole situation? I could care less about Taylor Swift. I don't care that she's in the booth and watching. I just hope the broadcast doesn't make a big point about it. Sure, show her once and then move on. Don't make this the Taylor Swift-Travis Kelce game. Make it the Super Bowl rematch that everybody has been dying for after that incredible ending to Super Bowl 57. Now, you know what is annoying is the fact that the Cowboys beat the Giants yesterday, and sure, Dak Prescott looked very, very good, but they're claiming that their win against the Giants is some sort of major achievement. Of course, I think San Francisco's win against Doug Peterson, coming off of both of their bye weeks, was far more impressive. And if you look at the Cowboys' overall record, they're 0-2 against teams that currently possess a winning record. The Eagles, they're 3-0 against teams with best possession winning record, and the Niners, they're 3-3. And Detroit winning yesterday, sure, Detroit is good too, but I'm not really concerned about the 3 other teams in the NFC not named Philadelphia. Sure, they each have their own pluses and minuses, but I'll take Philadelphia on a neutral field, or really at the link in cold weather against 2 teams that play in a dome and one that plays in sunny California. Do any of those teams really scare you? Let me know down below in the comments section. They all have their ups and downs. I mean, the Cowboys' offense is good. All their offenses are really good, but I don't have one that scares me more than the other. I guess maybe San Francisco. Let me know what you guys think down below. What does scare me, though, is that the 49ers almost pulled off a trade for Broncos star cornerback Patrick Surtain, which apparently made Howie Roseman also try to trade for Surtain. Now, you know that, of course, Surtain didn't end up being traded. He's a Denver Bronco. He plays tonight against the Buffalo Bills on Monday Night Football. But there is a very interesting report from Pro Football Talk's Mike Florio, who said that the Eagles did call the Broncos about trading for star cornerback Patrick Surtain prior to the trade deadline. As previously reported, the 49ers did the same, and turns out each team had concerns that the other would land with him. Now again, this doesn't really matter because Surtain is neither an Eagle nor a San Francisco 49er, but it does show you that Howie was trying to upgrade at cornerback and is also worried about San Francisco. And Adam Schefter followed it up today saying, quote, in their first game since the trade deadline, it's worth noting that 7 teams called the Broncos to inquire about the availability of standout cornerback Patrick Surtain. 3 made offers, but Denver never considered dealing him per team officials. Those around the organization believe he's the most talented cornerback they have ever been around. Clearly, Howie Roseman was one of those 3 teams that made an offer, but as I've said before, I'm guessing the phone call went like this. And sure, Surtain would have made the secondary way, way better, but I think the bye week is the Eagles' last chance to maybe fix the issues that have kind of plagued Philadelphia's passing defense for the past couple of games. Sean Desai now has had 2 straight weeks. No games, no prep, just sitting back and figuring out why the defense is not playing well. Kevin Byard, he had a bye week. He can kind of get into the rhythm, start to learn the defense a little bit more. Roby coming back. It feels like if the Eagles' passing defense is going to get better, this is going to be the stretch where it happens. And they're playing some really good teams, as we've talked about. Kansas City starting off on Monday night. But if they're unable to get better the next couple of weeks, then Philadelphia's going to have a weak secondary, and we're going to have to deal with that for the remainder of this season. Philadelphia had a bad pass defense against the Chiefs in the Super Bowl and almost won that game. They had a big lead, if you remember that one. And so while I'm worried about the pass defense, I'm excited to see the changes that Desai makes, and we'll cover all of that because I'm sure he'll talk to the media tomorrow on this channel. We have plenty more stuff happening in the next couple of days and weeks, so make sure you guys go ahead and subscribe. And it's Chiefs Hate Week. Do you remember what happened in the Super Bowl? Channel that hatred, channel that misery, and focus it in on the Kansas City Chiefs, because if Philadelphia can pull off the upset, it doesn't make up for the fact that they lost Super Bowl 57 just winning a regular season game. But to me, it goes a long way to not only showing the Chiefs, hey, if you meet us again in Super Bowl 58 for a rematch, we're going to have your number. Oh, and by the way, rest of the National Football League, we're now 9-1 if we win on Monday Night Football. We beat the Chiefs, we beat the Dolphins, these high-powered, great AFC offenses. We're the best team in the National Football League, and we're going to make sure you guys understand that by drubbing Kansas City. Also, we're so close to 27,000 subs, so if you guys want to help out the channel, hit that red subscribe button and turn on the notification bell as well, because a lot of the subscribers don't get to watch the show each day because YouTube's dumb and doesn't notify them. So hit that bell, be sure to subscribe. We'll see you guys in the next one. I'm Thomas Mott. This has been The Thomas Mott Show.